Welcome to this edition of the Luke Winstall Show. My next guest is a 6'4", 280-pound defensive lineman out of Pace Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. In the class of 2024, already one of the top national prospects, Hevin Brown-Shuler. Thank you for joining me on the show. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you today. Well, let's begin first off. How would you describe your story in getting to this point through the game of football, starting out and getting to already being a top recruit in the class of 24?
I first started playing football when I was really young. I started playing third grade. I first started playing flag football. And then I eventually worked my way up. My mom finally let me play tackle at last year in the FETA program, where they take you from, grade school all the way up to high school. But I'm at Pace Academy now. I really started off in seventh grade, sixth grade actually, because I played JV football at sixth grade. Then seventh grade, I playing with the bigger kids in sixth grade really helped my game in seventh grade. In eighth grade, that's when everything really clicked, and I started getting more attention. And in ninth grade, it just I don't know what happened. It just everything just blew up from ninth grade. Around my birthday, everything just blew up.
Yeah, I've actually heard some stories about that. So it was your 15th birthday party, correct?
Yes, sir. It was my mom, me, and my grandmother were there, and I was grilling on the grill. And all of a sudden, my coach had called me, says, "Hev, Tennessee's about to offer you." 30 minutes later, I got another call. He's like, Georgia's about to offer you too. The next morning, Arkansas had called, and then just kept going up from there.
Wow. Okay, and that was about halfway through your freshman year, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. That was like my fifth game as a freshman.
And as a freshman in your fifth game, what do you think was already selling them on you to where they're willing to go ahead and put that offer behind you in your name?
I think it's just because I really matured from eighth grade going into ninth grade as a player, and to be as big as I was, moving the way I was, I think that's what really struck the eyes of a lot of recruiters and college coaches.
On that birthday party night, what were the emotions and the reaction from your family and the people that were there with you when you tell them the news?
They were super excited. They were jumping up and down, screaming, saying, "Oh my gosh, can't believe this is happening right now." Because my coach called my mom, and it was just crazy in the house. I had to shut my phone off because everybody was saying congratulations and stuff like that. The phone just started blowing up.
And did you expect any of that to come your freshman season, or did it come out of nowhere for you?
I eventually knew I was going to get offers at one point, hopefully later on in my career, but in high school, but I never thought it would come early as freshman year. Like all this attention and everything, I never thought it'd come this early.
Well, now let's dive into your game. There's a lot of your tape around the internet right now from your freshman year, even previous to that. But when we turn on some of your most recent work, what do you think about your game specifically in the X's and O's is intriguing these coaches enough to offer you just after 1 year of high school?
I think what the coaches really look at is just I'm big, I'm fast, I'm very technical. I can finesse my way around blocks. I can overpower offensive linemen, and my get off is, I've heard from a lot of coaches say my get off is really good. So I think that's what really strikes eyes of most coaches.
That makes sense for sure. Well, now in terms of comparisons, is there anybody that you think your game or your style of play might be a little similar to?
Yes, sir. He actually started off at JUCO, but he's on San Francisco 49ers now. Javon Kinlow. He's a real big guy, moves very well. Very, very powerful and strong on the inside, and he's just an overall monster, a beast.
When you talk about being big and moving well, this offseason you told me before we went on, you've put on some weight and you've been working on putting on healthy weight. So what are you expecting that to add to your game, and what are you going for now?
I think really it's really just gonna add more strength to my game. Really being able to really overpower a lot of offensive linemen that try to stand in my way, and still being able to, be fast and still get that great get off the ball and be able to use my hands and be violent and be very explosive out there on my hips.
Well, being at Pace Academy, it's a great school. A lot of big time recruits have come out of there. So when you look along your recruiting process, who are people at Pace Academy around that school that are helping to influence or guide you through what you're going through on the field, but also off the field with recruiting?
Really, Coach Slade, all my coaches really, and one of my teammates, Xavier Agostino, who's gone through this process himself, and he recently just committed to Harvard. And the head of the school, our headmaster, and my counselors all helped me out through this process.
At Pace Academy, I know there's a lot of talent, some of which we're talking about, but some of which maybe is not getting enough attention. Who's a guy or some guys that you think we're not talking about yet, but we should be?
Ashton Wiley, great linebacker for our team. George Little, Terrence Kelly, Frank Codwell, Kylan Shields, Javon Ball. It's a plethora of people on my team that I think if they really got some good attention, they'd have offers from all around the country as well.
Now back to you, some questions about who you are and what you like to do off the field. First off, what are your hobbies and how do you like to spend your time outside of football?
I really like cooking. I picked it up from my mom and my grandma. It's really super fun, and I really like, being outside, hanging with my friends, just having a good time, just chilling out, having a good time. But I also like to stay inside. I'm a real chill guy. I don't really like to do too much, except for outside of really my inner circle and doing football. I really don't do too much.
And what do you like to cook?
Anything. Cook, grill, lasagna, wings, burgers, anything. Steak.
Now we'll go into some rapid fire questions here just about you. These are on a deck of cards that I'll pick randomly from, just flip them over and ask you. So we'll see what we get here.
Okay.
First off, what do people not know about you, but they should?
I'm a mama's boy. Really a mama's boy.
And what do you mean by that? Like, what does it look like for you?
Just my support system, #1 fan. Never missed a game. Never will miss a game. She lets me be me and who I am. But she is strict also. So.
Well, what do people get wrong about what it's like to be a top recruit and highly rated recruit at your age?
I think what people really get wrong is really letting it go to your head and, go into space with it. Because you still have to understand, like, you're still so young and everything can still change within the blink of an eye. Like, you're not going to, even as a freshman, you're not going to be the best one on your team, obviously. You're not going to come in there thinking, yeah, I'm the man and stuff like that. You have to work to that point. And like I was saying earlier, like Xavier Agostino, one of my teammates, he really showed me that, you can't really go in places thinking that you're the guy. You really got to work and grind and have it and stay humble and have a great work ethic to, stay or keep going where you want to go.
What do you think is the coolest part of being a top recruit right now? What do you enjoy most?
Options and really just traveling all around the country, going on flights, spending time with family, meeting all the coaches and seeing the programs and seeing all the schools and everything like that.
All right. Next up, are you related to anyone famous or historical or anything like that?
My dad, he played in the NFL, and my uncle also did play in the NFL, and I have a cousin actually that's getting recruited as well down in New Jersey. His name's Javon Shuler. So we're all over the place. I actually have a cousin that's also on the Charger too, Chris Rumpf, and one of my other cousins coaches for the Chicago Bears. He's defensive line coach. So we're all over the place.
Wow. Okay. Well, what's that family environment like whenever you get to see them or get together? What's the conversation like for you guys?
Oh, it's crazy. It's us. We always arguing about football, who's got the better team, especially when I go up to my uncle's house. He likes the Patriots. I like the 49ers. So whenever they go against each other, it gets crazy in that house. My mom likes Pittsburgh, so there's always something about football going on in the house.
What's the most heated football debate that you've been a part of?
Probably the GOAT quarterbacks, go-to quarterbacks. Because, me being a 49ers fan, everybody else liking Tom Brady, I think Joe Montana's the GOAT. I think Joe Montana's the GOAT.
Okay. And what's drawn you to be a 49ers fan?
Since I was little, I used to grow up watching their games with my dad, my colors and all that. And my dad always would say, Niner Nation. So, no nation or Niner Nation. So, that's what it is.
How do you think that people that know you well off the field would describe who you are?
I think they describe me as humble, fun, really quiet, like sit back and observe everything. When you crack my shell, I can really be, loud sometimes. But my mom knows that, and I can be very energetic. If I really know you, I'll be really energetic.
What is your hot take, an opinion that you have that no one can convince you otherwise? Could be about anything.
What do you mean?
A hot take of I guess one would be Joe Montana's the GOAT quarterback. So that could be an example for you. But a take like that.
Well, I'll go off the Joe Montana thing. And my mom, I just think he's the GOAT. There's no one else that's ever done it better in the game. And my mom is also the GOAT.
There you go. GOAT mom, GOAT quarterback. Got you.
and Pace Academy has the best D-line. Has one of the best D-lines in the state.
Okay. Let's hear more about that. What do you think of the D-line? Why do you think so highly of your guys?
We have the best front four guys. As far as technique-wise, speed, power, we bring it all as a D-line on Pace Academy.
And who are they?
And being for a private school, and for people sleeping on private schools, have the players that we have on our team, and everyone's getting recruited on our D-line. It's amazing. Amazing.
How would you describe the environment of the defensive line huddle or the group of guys when you're together?
Oh, it's really tight. We all know what we expect from each other, and we all hold each other accountable. If somebody messes something up, we get at them and chew them up a little bit, but they all know us love, and they tear it up on the next play, and we congratulate everybody. And it's really just it's a cult kind of. It's a family of the front four guys. It's really a family.
All right, and who are the guys outside of you that are going to get the bulk of the playing time on that front line?
Oh, we have a new quarterback named Maddox. He's going to get some playing time in. Like I said, Ashton Wiley going to ball out this year. He started some games, but now he's our full-time starting outside linebacker. He's going to really be in charge of our defense this year. It's a lot on a sophomore, but he's going to get it done.
All right, and then final one for you in the rapid fire to finish out. If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
I'll say Kobe. Because Kobe's one of my favorite athletes, just not even basketball wise. On and off the field, just his work ethic in general, it was crazy. And that Mamba mentality, I try to follow that when I go into games and things like that.
For sure. Well, Hevin, that's all the questions I had for you. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.